In every meaningful connection between two people, there is a kind of truth that reveals itself only when both hearts allow themselves to soften, and this truth has nothing to do with age, appearance, or performance, but everything to do with how you make someone feel in your presence. A man may admire your beauty or enjoy moments of passion. But what stays with him long after the moment has passed is the emotional safety he feels when he is close to you. The sense that he can set down the invisible armor he carries through life and simply be human without being judged. After years of listening to men speak honestly about what touches them most deeply, one thing becomes clear. A man never forgets the woman who made him feel understood, valued, and emotionally held. Many women believe connection is built through perfection, looking a certain way, acting a certain way, trying to meet an imagined standard, but true intimacy begins when you let go of performance and allow presence to guide you. Presence is the quiet energy that fills the space between two people when your mind stops rushing and your heart starts listening. It's in the way your breath slows when you hold someone close, the way you lean into a moment instead of rushing past it, the way you let yourself feel instead of evaluate. Men live under constant pressure to be strong, competent, and unshakable. And when intimacy becomes one more place where they must perform, something inside them closes. But when you meet him with presence without pressure, expectation, or judgment, his entire being relaxes. His shoulders drop, his breath deepens, and he feels emotionally invited rather than inspected. That simple emotional shift opens the doorway to a deeper connection, and once he feels safe in your presence, appreciation becomes the second key that touches him where words rarely reach. Genuine appreciation is not flattery, it is nourishment. It speaks to the quiet part of him that wonders if he is enough. Many men carry silent doubts buried beneath confidence, accomplishments, and years of strength. They are praised for what they do, but rarely appreciated for who they are. And in moments of vulnerability, that unspoken question rises within them. When you express appreciation gently and sincerely, not for perfection, but for his effort, his presence, his car, he softens, his guard lowers. His heart opens in ways he never planned. Appreciation becomes the doorway into his emotional world, and once that doorway opens, gentle guidance becomes the next bridge. Contrary to what many believe, men do not always want to lead. Often, they long to feel welcomed, encouraged, and guided with softness. Gentle guidance is not control, it is invitation. It is the quiet way you show him what feels meaningful, the subtle cues that help him understand your emotional rhythm. In those moments, he doesn't shrink into self-doubt, he rises into presence. He listens more deeply, moves more thoughtfully, and connects more sincerely. When guidance flows into emotional intimacy, something even more profound awakens. Emotional intimacy is the space where two people meet without masks, without pressure, without the need to perform. It shows up in stillness, in the warmth of your forehead resting against his, in the silence that feels full instead of awkward. Men rarely speak openly about how deeply they crave emotional closeness, but they feel it intensely. The world rarely gives them permission to be tender, and so when they find a moment where they can be fully themselves, unarmored and unafraid, becomes unforgettable. It is in those soft, unspoken moments that memories are formed, the kind that linger long after the world moves on. And after the moment passes, what happens next becomes just as important. After casting close, breathing together, holding him gently creates emotional safety that deepens the bond. It tells him he is valued beyond the physical moment and reminds him that the connection is real. Men remember the warmth after just as deeply as the closeness during, and that warmth becomes the foundation of trust. From that foundation, your natural feminine presence, your authenticity, softness, and emotional openness becomes the energy he feels long after the moment ends. This presence is not a performance, it is an allowing. It is the way you let yourself feel without forcing, the way you let the moment unfold instead of controlling it. That authenticity touches him more deeply than anything scripted or perfected ever could. And when presence, appreciation, guidance, emotional closeness, aftercare, and feminine warmth come together, something sacred forms between two people. Sacred connection is the kind of intimacy where time slows, where two hearts meet without fear, where everything feels honest and deeply alive. It is not dramatic, it is not loud, it is not about technique or perfection. It is about two human beings allowing themselves to be real together. And when a man experiences that kind of connectedness, especially in the later chapters of life, when emotional depth matters more than intensity, it becomes a memory etched into his heart. It becomes something he carries quietly, something he returns to in difficult moments, something that reminds him he is seen, valued, and loved. When you bring all of these elements into your connection, you are not just sharing a moment with him. You are creating a bond he never forgets.